Hello, Shalomula, and welcome to the Spiritual Life with Mystic Travis Tidwell. That's me, and my beautiful co-host here, Ashley,
Good evening.
and my wonderful producer here, my executive producer, who is also my daughter, Athena. I want to thank all of you for being here on this episode, and we always want to give thanks and much love to the Lord God Yahweh and the Holy and Divine Spirit and Sacred Dragon, which is what powers everything in my life and in this podcast and whatever we do spiritually.
Amen.
So, hello, Ashley.
Hey, how are you?
It just seems like yesterday.
I know, right? So I'm checking out here. I don't know if anyone's on YouTube or listening on Spotify or iTunes, but we have this really nice setup on the table. What is this all about?
Well, we're talking about today's episode is about crystal grids, you know. A lot of different ways to manifest things. I wish I would have brought one more crystal out because the other thing which you can use for a crystal grid is what we call a generator. And if I could get my executive producer to grab that one crystal right there on the shelf behind the crystal ball under the lamp, please.
So tell me a little bit about what a crystal grid is.
No, not that one. Choose the other one. Yes, thank you. A crystal grid, thank you, is a placement of crystals to manifest something, to conduct energy, to create a current, like any other grid.
Yes.
And there's also something called crystal generators. And here's one, right here. I brought this out just now.
And what kind of
Look at that.
stone is that?
This is a quartz crystal with multiple points on it, crystal points. You can see there's at least 100 in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
And so if you have a generator, you have a piece of crystal, nice piece of quartz that has a bunch of points in it coming out of it. And I'm not sure, can you zoom in on this, Athena? I'm sorry, you guys on Spotify and iTunes, you can't see this, but you can always go to my YouTube channel, Travis Tidwell Podcast, and you'll see the episode. We are on episode 52.
52 already.
52,
wow.
baby, 52. So that's that. Beautiful. And I was just showing the crystal generator right now. A generator is great to have also in your crystal grid, if you have one. If you don't, we have other options here. But again, the grid is there's so many different ways to do a grid, and for different reasons, obviously, whether you're doing protection. For me, I don't use the crystal grid so much for protection. I have other things I'm using for protection, but I like to use them to manifest.
And so
Manifest.
if you were to set it up, how long would you want to keep this at your altar?
No more than a month.
No more than a month. Okay.
Yeah, no more than a month. You're just going to get burned out after that. And you want to charge it on the new moon, full moon,
And I guess what kind of crystals I know you could use a plethora of combinations.
Well,
I'm sure,
yeah.
right?
And let me tell you something. Anything pyramid shape also is very powerful that you can use with a crystal grid. Now, these come from the Feng Shui store. These are pyramids that I got. And I put the 4 out here for the 4 elements, the 4 directions, but the 4 quarters. And then what I want to manifest in this particular grid is these crystals here showing whatever I want to manifest, I put into the center of this. And so what I have here right now is a tiger's eye. So right now I'm manifesting victory, courage, and strength.
And what is this that it's sitting on top of? I know.
Actually, that's a grid that was made years ago for me. It's a 6-pointed star grid.
Like the Star of David.
Exactly. So, and here's the key for everybody out there listening. You could take 6 crystals, just like it shows here, and make the 6 points for a 6-pointed star on your altar, and then put something in the center. Now, it doesn't have to be a tiger's eye. You could put a quartz in there program for something, or you might even want to put a message in there.
Or could you just put the stone that you want to resonate within yourself, like self-love, or...
If that is your true will, then so be it, for
so
sure.
be it. Okay, cool.
For sure. But again, for me, I wanted victory, courage, and strength now. If I'm trying to manifest a car, I would definitely write a message and put it in the center of this. Or maybe put the message under this and put this on top of the message. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I'd work with that kind of a grid. That's a very powerful grid, that 6-pointed star. It's not real big either. You don't have to take the whole house or a whole table to make a grid. Why waste the space, you know?
Of course.
And, you know, you can go to the feng shui store. We have a great one in San Marcos. And
oh, I know about off the 78. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, great store, great people there. Now, let's say that you have a generator. Let's say that you don't have this, but you have. Now we put this into the middle of the pyramids. And when you say with this, you don't even need the pyramids. Honestly, we can just take that out.
When you say this, like for the people that can't see,
this is the generator. This is a quartz crystal. It has multiple points on it. It has multiple crystals sticking out of it. You can see that. It's beautiful.
Yes.
I've had this for 30 years, and it's one of my favorite pieces. God, look at that long piece there in it. And it's all natural, which we love. But going back to this, so because this energy is so powerful now, like anything else, also don't forget that you have to charge these pyramids. You have to charge these crystals with your intention. And then once you charge them, nobody else can touch them. And once you charge them, you can never touch them yourself unless you're totally focused on what the intention was to charge them with anyway.
And I know you've already done an episode on how to charge.
That's right. Go back to one of the channel episodes we have. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, honestly.
Because there is a specific thing you do have to do.
Yes, there's a process to charge your crystals for sure. All crystals emanate a positive energy. Even if I didn't program this crystal grid, they're still putting out positive energy. But you know what? Again, how am I going to support my outcome? You know. Now this one was very simple because it has a tiger's eye. They know I want courage, victory, and strength. Okay.
So there's little platforms that could that you can just have, like, it looks like you can fit in the palm of your hand.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be real big. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't have. It's not the size. It's just the direction and the geometry you're working with too. This is very, very powerful. But if you don't have what I have, which is going to be very hard to find, but easy to make, you know, you can go with the generator. Put the generator on your altar. With a piece of paper, what you want corrected or changed, and that's going to really send that out to the universe. Now,
and I know you really are about, like, keeping it simple. You said, don't make it.
Yeah, all magic is simple. If you start getting too complicated with your magic, or it's too way too much intellect, you get stuck in your left brain with it. You're not going to manifest anything. Anything. You know, I just had a student show me a vision board, and there was a lot of stuff on the vision board. But I love you, but my God, that's just too many things to manifest at one time.
Yeah, you're like, just stick to the top three.
Let's use a tarot card and focus on that to manifest something in our life. You want to keep your magic simple. So now let's say we don't have the pyramids, because I know people out there may not have all the pyramids I have for fun to work with my magic on my altar. And let's say, you know, you don't have the crystal generator, okay? Which is so beautiful. Then you're going to get 5 crystals. Now here I have 5 Herkimer diamonds. From Herkimer, New York. Now there are other diamonds out there that might have the same quality at some point, but they're only Herkimers because they're from Herkimer, New York.
I just learned this as well.
Yeah. So now here I have the shape of a 5-pointed star. Here's the point, and there's each point on the star. You see that? Okay. Now, can you zoom in on this, Tina? Okay. So this is going to be the simplest one. The 6-pointed star is great. If you want to do a 6-pointed star, you can. All you'd have to do at that point was just add, well, there we go. Just rolled right off. Said, hey, put me there.
Yeah.
Now you've got your 6-pointed star. But I like the 5-pointed star because I love magic. I do. And it's just one of the most powerful symbols out there for protection as well as for empowerment. So, you know, you're going to charge each one of these crystals for manifestation of your will.
And then am I praying above it? Or am I
well, you're going to bless and charge. You're going to charge this grid for sure, as we would charge with an invoking pentagram.
Yes.
Right? We're going to charge this thing for sure and bless it. But before we even do that, we're going to program each crystal. You know, and this is going to be for manifestation of my will.
And that's in the
really
right hand?
That's going to be, if you're right-handed, your right hand's your projective hand, and you want to put it in your right hand, you want to rub it, hold it in your right hand, rub it, and just focus on that one intention that this is
Like
this crystal is
money abundance. Money
well,
abundance.
empowerment. Manifest my will.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, because this is a grid, manifest my will. Now, and because here's what's going to happen. So each one we would program, manifest my will. Now, when it comes down to the right foot here, okay, of the pentagram, of course, we're going to program this crystal. Oh, look at that bad boy. That's
It's
a Herkimer.
really pretty.
My God. Manifest my will. We're going to have a piece of parchment on just this side of the crystal with a message on it that we want to manifest.
So you write on the parchment and then place the crystal on top of it.
Yeah, on this particular one, on the right point of the star, lower point.
The
when you're
lower
looking at
right point of the
If you're looking at the 5-pointed star, it's the right lower one. If you are the 5-pointed star, it's the left lower one. And that's how you're going to charge and manifest certain things. And then you charge it every day. You know, for at least 7 days, I would do that. And then let it sit on your altar, charge it once a week. It doesn't matter what the lunar cycle is either when you do that.
Oh, so anytime you're ready to go.
Most likely on some level, because we're dealing with crystals here now. Again, new moons are always great to create things and start new things. But if you don't have that opportunity, don't let that stop you, honestly.
And full moon, correct?
Yeah, full moon. And the full moon's good for 3 days. We just do candles a day, and the full moon's what, in 2 days?
I honestly think it's tomorrow.
I think it was the 24th, honestly.
Okay.
Check it real quick.
Now.
Check it.
I'm gonna check. And you guys should be putting this down in your calendar if you're really trying to manifest some stuff, actually.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, of course, you're going to want to leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Email me at TravisTidwell@gmail.com. I'm sorry, what?
Sorry. July 23rd, so tomorrow at 7:37 p.m. Full moon's tomorrow.
Where in the hell did I get the 24th?
Well, yes.
Well, anyway, moving right along. I'm sorry. So, at any rate, the full moon's good for 3 days. So you can put
don't
something
have
out
to
there.
just do it on the day of the full moon.
No, you
basically.
don't. You know, a lot of people like to do something on the day of the full moon. Well, if the candle's going to burn in 3 days, or that wish can be manifested in 3 days, then you're good to go. But if it's not, it's going to be, you know, even once the full moon starts the first day, we're now in the waning. So you got to be very careful. I feel like we'll do our candles tonight, and by midnight tomorrow or the next morning, they'll be done. And I'll let mine burn all night, and we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's important to look at the lunar cycles if you can. But if you can't, and you need to focus and start moving energy now in your life, I don't care what day or time it is, then just do it.
Could you place yourself inside of a crystal grid?
Yes. The other thing I was going to say is that if you don't, you know, you can use this point right here, but you could also just put the message in the center also.
But you can do one on the floor and put yourself in the middle of it and then concentrate. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in the middle of the...
She lives on Love Street. I'm sorry. I felt like the doors just came in for me. Did you say that you want to do what? Lay on the floor?
No. Be in the middle of the crystal grid.
That would be very powerful. And then you'd have to spread your body out like this, like the star that you are, and then focus on what you want to manifest possibly.
That'd be a good practice.
That would be a trip. I've never really thought about that. Maybe we'll see. Desert for 30 days. I mean, hey, look. I mean, but anyway, ayahuasca. But yeah, you know, and don't forget that this isn't the only crystal grids available out there either. There's much more information on crystal grids. This is just a 20-minute episode, people.
Yeah.
You know,
just a nice, polite introduction.
You bet it is.
Yes.
But the 6-pointed star and the 5-pointed star are my two favorite crystal grids to work with. This really isn't rocket science. We could have done a pyramid crystal grid if we wanted to, with just 3 crystals, you know. So we would take, that one's too big. We would take these two, maybe that one like that. And then we have a pyramid, a triangle.
Yeah.
Okay, now at that point, we charge them for manifestation of our will. And put our will right there in the center. That would be a very powerful crystal grid also.
All right. I'm going to give that a go.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, But again, you have to program the crystals. You have to charge what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's work.
It's a process.
It's work. It's work.
Mm-hmm.
And really, at some point, the more you do it, like anything else in life, baby, the better it gets.
The better it gets. Absolutely.
You know, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And the more confident you become about what you're trying to program and what you're trying to put out in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, prayer, meditation goes along with this, and it goes a long, long way.
It does.
You know?
Absolutely.
And I'll be excited that in one of the future episodes we can talk about your first candle with me.
Yes.
I want to apologize for everybody in the background noise. We're at the zoo today, Animal Zoo in San Diego.
Unless you're looking on YouTube.
Yeah. Then we're at my house where we got conures in the background going nuts. But Travis Tidwell podcast on YouTube. For those of you listening to us out there and you're not able to look at us and see my beautiful co-host, Travis Tidwell, The Spiritual Life on Spotify, iTunes. We have Travis Tidwell, Time Has Come, which is my album out, which is on iTunes.
Yes.
And, it's on Spotify. It's also on some other thing we just talked about. I can't remember. Some new thing.
It was like
a boom bang or
boom,
something like that. I
boom
can't remember.
something.
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
We never heard of it. But there's always new internet radio stations coming up, whatnot. So if you like what you hear, please tell your friends.
Yeah.
Subscribe. And if you want to get a hold of Ashley,
you can hit me up at the Pisces Life Coach on Instagram. I'm pretty easy to find.
Yeah. So any questions you have, any spiritual needs you have, hopefully you'll put this in your spiritual routine.
Yes.
And you'll be empowered and you'll move energy and you'll have happiness and success.
All through the power of Yahweh, though.
Yeah,
always
that's right.
You
always got to give it up to Source. That's right, girl. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, and I can only hope and pray that everybody who watches this YouTube or hears us on Spotify or iTunes, that this information we've shared with you would be a blessing, a benefit, and a service. God bless you and your families, your friends, your pets, and all your loved ones. And God bless planet Earth. So be it. Peace.
So be it.
Love. West Coast, baby.
Get up, brother.
That's right.
Time has come for a change.